What's happening, sports fans? We welcome you to the transition episode of San Diego Prep Insider, where we say our final-ish kind of goodbyes to fall sports and hello to winter sports. Just to give everybody a recap, I am Christian Pedersen. I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, Tommy Morris, who is going to, he said he's going to make beanies the official look of the winter of 2021.
Beanies they should be in style year-round, I think.
Really? Even when it's 80? Just like you're working up a sweat type beanie?
Yeah, during COVID, I got really into the whole wearing a full like sweatsuit while working out, and like now I'm like all about it. It's like a sauna plus a workout.
You can find us on social media at SD Prep Insider. That's where we have all of our polls. We will put it on there. Should beanies be in style year round?
Yes.
And also finally joining us, I apologize. I am the host and producer. And also we have Bodie DeSilva from Scorebook Live. You can follow Bodie at SD Preps. You can download the Scorebook Live app. They are high school everything now. They officially have the coolest director of photography. They have the coolest two reporters in the entire state of California that are not me and Tommy. They have a little bit, they have red jackets. They have blue jackets. They're branching out in all different directions. Bodie DeSilva, thank you for being on with us. Guys, let's start with this. The state playoffs for football are here. And while we did not particularly give a lot of love to all the other state playoffs, football, we just got done with a great championship weekend. We got to give a little bit of love. In the 1AA bracket, we got Cathedral Catholic versus Lutheran. In the 2AA bracket, we have Helix versus Modern Day Catholic. Which, holy hell, that's where I feel like we're going to talk about in a second. Let me list off the rest of them. In the 2A bracket, we have Scripps Ranch at Valencia. In the 3A bracket, Birmingham is at Patrick Henry. And in the 6AA bracket, Quartz Hill is at Palo Verde Valley. Bodie DeSilva, however, is not allowed to attend that game by public decree. He has been banned permanently from entering the premises of Blythe, California. So let's start, though, with that Modern Day Helix game, because I have a feeling that has this room on opposite sides of the spectrum. Tommy, you were kind of upset in the group chat when that came out. I feel like this is best case scenario, and I have no idea where you fall, Bodie. Tommy, let's start with your reaction, though, to this one. Helix at Modern Day Catholic. It seemed to bring up certainly a lot of emotions and thoughts for you.
There's just a lot of question marks. And I know it's kind of awkward because I think there's an odd number of sections. So things like this do happen. We're just not used to it in San Diego. But first off, right at the bat, I think it kind of like part of the fun of the state playoffs, you play schools from other places. You know what I mean? You either have to travel far, they travel there. It's school colors you've never seen before. It's a matchup that's never happened before. That's part of the fun of it, or at least I think so. So having two San Diego teams play each other wasn't, I guess in my head kind of defeats the spirit of that. Moving on, though, I understand it's done by rankings, but I think that there should be some sort of preference given to those teams that were in a higher division the whole entire season. It makes no sense to me why a Division III team jumps over Division II team and then hosts a Division I school. And again, I know it's all based off rankings and everything, but to me, there should be some sort of leniency there, kind of like how they do if the two teams next to each other in the rankings have played and the one on the bottom is beating the team on top, they get to just switch. That seems to make a lot of sense to me. So I don't get it, but that's how they're doing it.
Bodie.
Yeah, kind of what Tommy said. What I look forward to is when you get those matchups against a team that they likely have never played before. It's been years because they're in a different section, and you get to see these players. So that's kind of the bad side. But from the good side, you get a guaranteed team into a state championship. And I think Modern Day is one we've talked about all year. We thought maybe they'd be in a lower division, so they'd be someone that would be able to make that run. They'll certainly have their work cut out against Helix. We know how good they are, but I see both sides. It's definitely an exciting matchup in San Diego. I can't really say it's for like a San Diego crown because you have Cathedral already playing in a higher division, but nonetheless, it's an exciting matchup.
I mean, you could say it is. It's not accurate, but yeah. You could dub whoever wins this game the winner of San Diego football. Here's my thought. For a while now, I have been kind of screaming from the mountaintops, we need to care more as a section about state playoffs. And to me, this invests football fans like they have never before invested in the state playoffs because, yes, it is cool to have, Bodie, we were talking with Verlaine Batoffi about potentially Long Beach Pauley playing against Modern Day. Some of the, there's some brand name to that. And yeah, that's cool for the 15 people that watch this show that really care about like that level of high school football. For the run-of-the-mill football fan, this is a much, much, much cooler matchup to have in a state playoff that I think sparks a lot more interest and conversation and continued fandom here. So I'm all in for this matchup. And not that I want to have this happen once a year, because I don't think we would be paying attention to this the same if it was Patrick Henry versus Palo Verde Valley or Scripps versus Mater Dei. Like, I don't know, the Helix versus Mater Dei, there just feels like there's a lot of levels of tension and nuance there that makes this a very delicious, delightful postseason thing that I'm sure the state did absolutely on incompetence and inaction. But hey, we wound up having this great game. What do you guys want to say from this, though, other than we like both sides and on Friday there will be a football game? Like, we're just arbitrarily supporting everybody now, yes, in the playoffs that are from our
but
side.
no, but this could potentially change some things too, because like we've been kind of saying the whole year, Mater Dei's probably not a Division III team in Division III. They're more like a Division I team. And we've had this argument a million times. Should a Division III team that's really good get bumped up to open division if they qualify? So I think this would open some eyes to that, because if they beat Helix, that's now the Division III team beating the Division I team. If it was done off enrollment, like it used to be way back in the day, then this wouldn't be as eye-opening. But because it's supposed to be competitive balance and everything, that sort of shows you it's not really competitive balance. So there's something to be said if Helix wins this game, that we might need to change some stuff up the way we do it. I'm not a huge fan of the way Southern Section does it, but it kind of proves that the system isn't really working the way it's supposed to.
Bodie, any thoughts finally on this game, or really any of the other ones before we move on to winter sports?
Yeah, no, I think in this game particularly, the other bonus we'll see out of it is, unlike if you had two teams from different sections where maybe the opposing stands aren't full, like this game is going to be like, I mean, the Mater Dei Stadium is going to be just packed. I mean, the opposing side, I don't know if that'll even fill what Helix will bring to that game. So I think that's a benefit. Obviously, as you talked about, there's so much being talked about this game since the moment it was announced. So that's a bonus I take out of it. But yeah, it definitely, Mater Dei is a team I've had ranked in my top 5 for much of the season. I think in the most recent rankings up to number 3. So I expect them to be able to compete in this game. It's not like just because Helix won Division I, but yeah, it is a conversation that should be talked about. Is it something where you go into the year, maybe we re-rank at the end, or can a team like Mater Dei, can they jump up 2 divisions because we think they're there, but then how do you drop someone else? It does bring up those questions.
Yes, I fully advocate for the anarchy of no preseason set determined in divisions. Give everybody some sort of loose concept of what your power rankings are, but then at the end of the year, pick the right playoffs.
That's what Southern Section does. So I'm not necessarily a fan of that either, but.
There's no right answer, because high school football is more fluid and dynamic than any other sport. It can change in the middle of a game when a guy rolls his ankle. Like, you can go from being a contender. I was standing on the sidelines of one of the games this weekend where a coach that I was talking to saw a kid start limping out, and he goes, "Oh, well, there goes the game." And I'm like, that doesn't happen at many other levels of many other sports where one player goes. And
basketball.
Yeah, sure. Great. It happens at the NBA and select college basketball programs. And you're talking about like 3 various levels of sports out of the entire sports universe. So it's fickle and it comes and goes. I think that looking across the board at all the other ones, I love that we are represented in, big school, small school, and everything in between. But we do, on the close, we got to give a little credit to what this Cathedral Catholic team could potentially accomplish here against Lutheran. That's a big game. That 1AA is in that upper bracket. And for Cathedral, I believe the last time we saw them here was the Folsom game. Yes. Was that that was the last time they were in the 1 and 1A brackets?
19? Is that when that was?
I was hoping Bodie was I was kind of staring at Bodie.
The story in Bodie.
Had that,
I'll look it up.
19 was Helix Oaks Christian.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
18 maybe.
They had to take their charter jet.
But still, I'm saying the last time we saw a San Diego team advancing to a final in 1A or 1AA was the Cathedral at Folsom game. So, we continue to see that Cathedral continues their lineage at the highest of levels. But yeah, shout out again to all the different schools. We don't need to go back in game balls. You guys all watch the tape. You saw that all these different offenses delivered dramatically more than their opposing teams all weekend. I do want to just close it out with saying that there was one particular coach I was absolutely thrilled to see out there. And I hope the photo credit from Bodie, I hope he allows me to release it onto social media. And that's everybody's favorite Tommy Morris. He was looking good in the khakis out there on Friday. There's one where he's shooting one of these. Bodie, do I have permission to release that photo on our Instagram to advertise for this episode?
Oh, you're good. You're good with me. You got to ask the subject of the photo.
Oh, no. It's your photo. You took it.
You're going to put any filters on it?
Whatever filter you would like, Tommy.
All right. Make me look good.
And to answer one last football question that we talked about off air, a Helix running back who was great several years ago, Nate Stinson.
That's what it was.
Just to read off his stats from his senior year, 180 carries, 1,714 yards, 31 touchdowns. So
yeah, that's who it was.
Doesn't get much better.
Nate, you're not forgotten, I promise, buddy.
For those of you that were watching the pregame show, which we don't record, we were debating where Christian Washington falls in the Helix pantheon of running backs.
You see, they don't.
Is it blasphemy to put it on the poll? Is Christian Washington on the Mount Rushmore of Helix running backs?
I think he's got it. I mean, 3 years now, two CIF championships. Yeah, I mean, look, it's their running backs have been great, but he's really, really good.
I think when you carry the ball 45 times to win a championship, you get to be on the pedestal. I think that's probably fair.
All right, we'll put it on the poll as we say adios to the fall sport. Not really. We'll have some more fall next week as the last of these come out, as well as the.
We're guaranteed at least one team in the finals. You're right, Christian. I never think about it that way. So we will have at least one more football game.
As well as the all CIF for all the different fall sports will be coming out.